everybody. I'm so happy to be here today to be bringing you another paranormal video. It's been a long time since I've done a video like this, especially where I'm just going to talk about a paranormal subject and share with you some experiences that I've had with this subject. I don't want to do a lot of talking in the beginning of this video like I normally do. Most of you guys know why I've been away for so long, but I have been making a comeback, so you must be very happy to see me. So let's get right into this video. Today we're going to talk about shadow people a little bit. I'm going to talk about what I think they are, why they're here, why we see them sometimes, a little bit about the different kind of shadow people there are. And then I'm going to share with you two experiences that I know of shadow people. One that I've had with them and one that my brother has had with them. And then I'm going to try to get your guys' input on that. Now, I say this in most of my paranormal videos. Anything that I say, of course, is my own views, beliefs, and opinions. And a lot of people have different opinions on what paranormal phenomenon is. It doesn't make my opinions right or wrong. It doesn't make their opinions right or wrong. So just keep that in mind when you're, commenting or watching this video. You don't have to take what I say to heart and believe that that is absolutely what shadow people are. And you don't have to, make up your own mind. Do your own research and what you've experienced and come to your own conclusions on that. I am kind of in the minority when it comes to shadow people, I believe. A lot of people think that shadow people, right off the bat, are very bad beings. I don't believe that. A shadow person can also be called a shadow being, a shadow figure, or a shadow mass. I've heard people call them, and basically what they are is just when you see an apparition of a person, it's just a solid black figure. It has no color to it. You can't see any features in the face or any features whatsoever, no clothes, nothing, just solid black. Now when you see shadow figures, they aren't necessarily always a full-bodied apparition. Sometimes you just see certain parts of them. A hand, for instance, a leg, two legs, a torso, just the upper part. So you don't just have to see the whole mass to see a shadow person. Again, like I said, a lot of people and a lot of paranormal researchers out there, not all of them, associate the color black because the beings are black. Right away, they are very, very bad beings. Stay away. If you see them, you're haunted by something evil. Something bad will happen to you. I myself personally don't believe that. I think saying that's not just because something's one color makes it evil is a very ignorant kind of way of thinking. It's kind of like saying a black dog is evil because it's black. It's a very medieval way of thinking. A lot of people associate the color black with evil because, black, dark arts, Satanism, black is evil. Now, I'm not saying that I believe that all shadow people are good spirits because I don't think that. I personally believe that there are many different kinds of shadow people, so to speak. I'll tell you why I think that, and I'll share with you my experience now. The only time I ever saw a shadow person, it was immediately gone in like 3 seconds. So when I used to live in my old house before I moved into the house that I live now, I was there for, I think it was a couple months, and it was a cold night. And I remember I was watching a movie and I went from the living room into the kitchen. So I went from the living room and you had to go in through the dining room and into the kitchen. Now the dining room and the kitchen lights were out, but the living room light was on. So you couldn't really see anything that was in the kitchen. And you could see into the dining room because it flowed right into each other. So I walked through the dining room and I went into the kitchen, and as soon as I flipped the switch on in the kitchen to turn the lights on, there was a shadow person standing right in front of me, like it would be up against the counters that were there. It was there for about 2 seconds and it completely flashed and disappeared. The reason I don't think all shadow people are bad is because my experience with that one, I felt nothing was evil with it. I didn't feel afraid of it. It didn't stick around and threaten me. It was there, it was gone. My personal belief with that one is that I caught it maybe just moseying around in my dimension, so to speak. And when I caught it, it was like, oh no, and it left. I do believe that there are parallel universes, that there are astral planes, and that sometimes beings from those planes can cross over into ours, and sometimes we catch glimpses of them like that. And when you see a shadow person like the one I just described, that is what's going on. However, there are some people who have absolutely horrifying tales of shadow people who threaten them, who follow them, who hurt them. And I can't say that I believe that that is the same kind of being that I saw. I believe that that is a totally different kind of being. It might be called a shadow person because of the way it looks, but that's definitely something that's evil. It could be a shadow person with a different kind of persona, so to speak, you know, a different kind of personality. I guess what I'm trying to say is that it's kind of like people on our plane. Not everybody over here is bad. Not every person you know is a bad person. But there are some people here on Earth that are very, very bad people that you wouldn't want to meet in a dark alley, correct? So I think that's the same way it goes over in the shadow plane or wherever they are. There is one shadow being that many people have had encounters with that pretty much everybody agrees is a very, 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 very bad spirit, and that is the Hat Man. Now what the Hat Man is a completely black mass, black as night, blacker than night, just like shadow people, except that when you see him, he's wearing a fedora type hat, wide brim hat, and generally it's seen as wearing a trench coat type of coat also. And when you encounter him, you're just struck with fear, you're struck with a very, very, very bad feeling, and he is not a good spirit to encounter. People who have encountered the Hat Man have been known to have very bad luck after the Hat Man encounter. They are pretty much, a lot of them are stalked by the Hat Man their entire lives, from the time they're very small children until they're adults, and so on. He's just not a good thing to want to encounter. Some people believe that the Hat Man is the leader of every bad entity on the other plane. All of them. So if you want to take that in a sort of religious view, maybe the Hat Man is kind of like the spiritual Satan, sort of. He is the all evil. That's just some people's view, so don't shoot the, messenger. He's not good. Very, very bad. I would not personally want to encounter the Hat Man whatsoever. If I saw the Hat Man, I'd be very, very scared. I would be calling to my guardians to protect me from the Hat Man. I truly do believe the Hat Man exists. I believe that a lot of people have seen him. I actually have had conversations with a lot of you guys who have seen the Hat Man. So, yes, I don't like that spirit. So overall, my way of thinking about shadow people is that they live on another astral plane than we do. Some are good, some are very bad, just like we are. We have bad people, we have good people here. And there is a very, very bad leader over there, known as the Hat Man. He brings very bad news, very bad feelings, he makes you sick, not good. As I said, I know a lot of you have wrote to me in messages and told me your stories of shadow people and of the Hat Man. If you guys would like to share your stories with everybody else here. You can't make a video response anymore on YouTube because YouTube is just completely going ass over kettle, so to speak. But if you would like to, you can leave your stories in the comments for everybody else to read, and you can share them with them that way. I know this wasn't like the most in-depth talk on shadow people that I could give you guys. I want to make it short. I wanted to stress in the beginning, like I said, that I'm not the leading expert on shadow people, but I do know some things about them. Anything I do pick up from research, I always do make my own opinions and thoughts on that. That's what a researcher does. We pick things here or there and we study, and then we take our own experiences and we come to our own conclusions. And that's the way you guys should do everything if you want to be a paranormal researcher. There is no right or wrong right now in the paranormal, basically, because until we can pick things out and capture a shadow person and study it scientifically, technically they don't exist, am I correct? I mean, we know they do because we've seen them, but when you go to mainstream science, they just think we're a bunch of wackos. Now I'm going to share with you guys another encounter that a family member had with a shadow person. This happened to my eldest brother Joe, and it happened a while back, but he remembers it clear as day when he told me this. It's a very creepy tale. I know if I encountered something like this, I probably would have made like a clear path from where I was, like kind of like the, what was it, Wile E. Coyote used to do that, where he went through the wall. But this is really creepy, and let me share it with you now. So I know I mentioned in one of my recent videos when I was talking about some ghost encounters I've had in this house that I've moved into, that my parents and my brothers, they like to do some kind of amateur archaeology digging, and they like to collect old antiques and stuff, so they do that from time to time. And one day, a while back, my brother was out with my father and my father's uncle, who passed on. I never met him actually, and they were at an old foundation doing that. Now, it was an old foundation for an old house, a very big house that was built, I believe, in the 1700s. And all that was left standing was the walls of the house. Everything on the inside was gone. There was nothing. So you could walk into the foundation of the house and all you would be in is a big box of pretty much, you know, stone and mortar. So they were on the outside of the house looking around for, you know, archaeological stuff, antiques, whatever. So they were doing that, and my brother got the feeling that he needed to look up into one of the windows that was up in the house, because, you know, the window frames were still there, you know, carved out of the stone. So he looked up into the second story window and he saw a shadow person from the chest up with the head looking back down at him. Now keep in mind, as I said, if you went into the house, there was nothing there. There was just the shell of the house. No stairs to get upstairs, no floors to stand upstairs, just a box. So this thing had to be levitated up and looking out the window at him, and that's freaking creepy. And he says he was just creeped out completely. But it was a solid black figure, as a shadow person is. It was just a shadow, solid black, and like I said, of course it could have had its, you know, bottom half, but he could only see it from the chest up because it was looking out the window. So that's all I have for you guys today. I'm very happy to bring you this video. I'm excited to bring more videos. I have a few more stories left in Sasquatch Notebook. However, I am having a Halloween party this weekend coming up, so I'm going to try to go around to relatives again and see if they have any new material that they'd like to share for me to share with you guys. I do have a few things that have happened since the last time I spoke to you guys. Nothing super major, you know, I wasn't thrown against a wall or have no wooga booger in my face. What's a wooga booger? I guess it's a ghost with a booger on its nose, but I haven't had anything like major, but I have had a few things that I will share in an upcoming video. But as long as you guys keep wanting to see these, I will keep doing them. Absolutely, I will do every single paranormal subject out there and talk about them. I also wanted to tell you guys that I plan to do a question and answer video. So if there are questions hanging out there on comments on videos that you guys left for me and I haven't answered them, chances are it's because there is just not enough room to talk about something in those little boxes they give us under there. So I'm going to pull some of those questions out and do a question and answer video. Now if you guys have other questions for me that you want answered, they can be paranormal, they can be, you know, that you want to know about life things, ask me those. I want you to go to my channel and I want you to post them on a channel comment. And I will pick them in I'll give you like a month, and then I'll do a question and answer video too. Because I know that some of you guys have been wanting me to do that and I've been ignoring it, and so I'm going to do it now. Some people post an actual video to get the questions, but I want you to leave the questions on my channel. It's just easier that way than posting another video. So again, thank you for watching my video, and I hope you enjoyed it, and see you guys very soon. Bye!